Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and as you can tell by the apparel, you can see that I'm in a pretty good mood. It's time to lose some more subscribers and viewers, because once again, the New England Patriots are the Super Bowl champions. What is that, six? Six? I think that's tied for the most, and what, Brady and Belichick both have six? Which is unheard of. Well, at least for Brady. I think there's two other coaches that have six, but still. Wow, Z! What a win! It was a boring game, but the Patriots won, and that's all that matters. Sorry, I'm a little smug because I'm pretty happy that the Patriots won another one. I'm a casual football fan, but I still support Boston teams anytime they go the distance. In particular, I have a pretty soft spot for the Patriots because when I grew up and when I was younger, the Patriots sucked. Actually, most of Boston sucked. I was born in the 80s, grew up primarily in the 90s, but I also got to see the Patriots, the Celtics, Red Sox, and Bruins all win championships in the past 20 years. Actually, there's a funny little meme that's out there, and it says, end the 90-day drought for Boston for championships, because the last championship we had was the Red Sox, and now we have the Patriots, which is great. But, the Patriots winning is always very special to me because I grew up during, when they sucked, and then when Brady came in and when Belichick came in, it's like night and day. It's like color came to the world of black and white. So it's pretty fucking fantastic. But we're not here to talk about Patriots. Actually, I think 99% of you do not want to talk about Patriots. For those of you that do, that's fucking awesome because I'm sure you're as happy as I am, or you're pretty livid, one of the two. But no, we're here to talk about comics, and we do have my comic load for the week. Kind of a small week. I'm sorry I have not been able to post up a couple of videos. I kind of gave you guys heads up warning. I had to work one week, and then last week I had to work also, but the Super Bowl, so I committed full time to that. And yeah, that's basically the gist. But we're back and we're going to talk about comics. As for life with me, always like to give an update on what's going on with Andrew. I am down pretty happy with what's been going on with it. I hope so. I started at 245. I'm circling around 213 right now, right? And then my goal is to ultimately by summer hit my college weight was 190, 180, and then start really getting the muscle mass back. Then start working out. Then I want to lose the weight first, and then get the muscle mass. But yeah, it's all been eating clean and just like eating good foods, like eating chicken, eating salmon, eating vegetables, eating fruits. No sugar, no dairy, no carbs, really staying away from breads. Sucks, because I love breads and I love cheese. Pizza's my favorite food, and I haven't really had pizza in a month. I do have cheat days, like yesterday was a cheat day. Usually Saturdays are my cheat days, because I'm either out with my wife and my family, or D&D's the night beforehand. And after cheat day, I felt bad. I was just like, ooh, I can't be eating that stuff anymore, because my body has changed and has gotten used to certain things. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what's been happening, and it's helped me not only physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and physically and mentally, and all that other tillies. It's really helped out. As for video games, I have been playing SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, which is really fun. Not in depth or much detail to it, but it is fun. I've been playing a lot of Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, which is scratching my No More Heroes fix. I love No More Heroes. I really want them to come out with the third one. This kind of gives a little bit of scratch, but not quite enough. And yeah, other than that, not too much else is going on. Just been doing a lot of D&D. My campaign is really... we did a new campaign, which is kind of set 20 years after our main campaign we've been doing for 10 years, and it's been crazy. So really been hitting that up a lot. So with that said, let's stop talking about all that other stuff. Oh, Reign of Superman, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. I just haven't had a chance to. Yesterday we actually went out and saw Mary Poppins. I was going to watch Reign of Superman then, but my wife wanted to watch Mary Poppins, so watch Mary Poppins. But yeah, with that said, let's just get into what's important. What we really came here, and that's comics. And we're going to start where we always start, with just a little bit of Batman in our life, with Batman issue number 64. So, and I got both covers. So, did you like the Nightmare storyline that was going on? If yes, be prepared to be disappointed. If no, be prepared to be happy, because this has nothing to do with it. As we kind of knew, because all the solicits for it have been in comics for a while, this is a crossover with The Flash, with Williamson writing, I believe, throughout the whole entire thing. I don't think King's writing any of these issues. And basically is a crossover event for 2 of The Flash's issues and 2 Batman's issues, dealing with basically Sanctuary and Wally West's death and various other stuff. So this has nothing to do with what's currently going on with Batman, nor does it have anything to do with what's currently going on with Flash, just the DC universe as a whole. It basically starts off with Batman really still kind of looking into what happened at Sanctuary and who's the murderer, and Wally West is dead. How did this happen? And then he actually goes to Central City where it gets attacked. The Flash Museum gets attacked, and he helps out. Flash shows up and helps Bruce out also, because it's his freaking city, and the 2 of them come to the conclusion that it might be Gotham Girl that's doing this. And we know for a fact it's Gotham Girl because she shows up. So that silhouette we see in the solicits is Gotham Girl. And that's the basic gist of it. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. Good. The art is gorgeous in this. Really dynamic art. I like the flashback scene with Robin and Kid Flash in it. That was pretty cool. As well as dialogue is played out pretty well. And I think for the tone that this story is going for, it has pretty good tone. Bad. It really interrupts with the Nightmare story stuff. I don't care about the Nightmare story that's going on. I've been pretty vocal that I think it's kind of a waste of time. It hasn't really paid off for me. But the fact that we're cutting into it for this, despite how much better this may be, it just is frustrating. At least with Flash, they have stopping point, because Flash is at kind of an end of one story and they're stopping and doing this crossover and then going back into another story. With Batman, cutting into Batman was just a little frustrating. But in saying that, I did enjoy this issue, and I really, really had fun with it. So pick it up if you want to jump into Batman and Flash for a little bit. This crossover could be for you. Harley Quinn, issue number 58. This is continuing the team up between Harley and Batman. Basically, Batman has accused Harley of being a killer, but Harley said she was framed. The two have to work together in order to basically clear Harley's name. Good, bad, whether or not you should get it. As always, the art is really nice for Harley Quinn, and the dialogue between her and Batman is fun. I also like the fact that this is good character development and establishment for Harley's character. Harley is not a bad guy, per se. She's incredibly chaotic neutral, but she plays on the side of angels more often than she plays on the side of the devils. And I think that's an excellent evolution for Harley as a character. And I dare say Harley has been a more relevant and important character since, well, the Joker. More so than the Joker. So I really like what they've done with Harley in this. Bad? None really. There's some goofiness with her power belt that she has, but that's to be expected with Harley Quinn. Sam Humphries has done a very good job with Harley Quinn's comics since he's jumped on. I really like the stories that he's been telling. So if you enjoy Harley Quinn and Batman teaming up, you're going to love this. Or if you enjoy Harley Quinn in general. Uncanny X-Men issue number 11. So I had to skip a couple issues because X-Men just wasn't doing it for me when the Uncanny series came out. I think I got to issue number 3 and I said, what the F, I'm not having fun. But Cyclops and Wolverine are back. Cyclops got brought back to life. How, I don't know. Somehow it happened in the annual, and I've been reading The Return of Wolverine. We know he's alive. And the X-Men are missing, and I kind of flipped through pages of issue 10 to see that they got erased, kind of. So it's Scott Summers and Wolverine basically trying to cope with that and, you know, bring the band back together even though the band is gone and they're the only members in the band. So this is broken up into 2 stories, really. It's broken up into Cyclops' story and Wolverine's story. I enjoy Cyclops' story a little bit better. I've been off X-Men comics, on and off X-Men comics, really for a while, and I didn't know how to take Cyclops because I know he's kind of got a little darker and a little bit more rebellious since, well, for a while now. And I enjoyed the character in this, and I thought he was definitely a highlight. Wolverine's story wasn't bad, but I think so much time was spent on the two of them just like separately trying to figure out where the X-Men are, where I think we could have shaved down the amount of pages in this book, maybe not make it $7.99, maybe make it $3.99, and just have one story. But then again, Marvel likes to do one thing, and that's take your money. So, but I did enjoy this. So, if you enjoy X-Men and this is kind of a jumping on point, go ahead, go here. Starting to get the band back together. And I know a lot of people won't agree with this, but I think 3 essential characters to the X-Men roster, any X-Men roster, should be Wolverine, Storm, and Cyclops. So the fact that these 2 chaps are back makes me happy. Deathstroke, issue number, what are we on, 40? Deathstroke is going for Cocoa Puffs. I honestly don't know what's real and what's not. I'm being serious. At this point, I'm a little confused on what is considered reality and what's not. And I think that's what Priest is going for. So some solid storytelling when it comes down to that. In addition to the fact that he's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, he's going around and, well, killing people and facing off against Hugo Strange. And Rose is working with Deathstroke to cleanse her sword, as well as other stuff. Deathstroke has been a consistently great comic since its return. 40 issues. Christopher Priest has been knocking out of the ballpark. Even though I'm a little confused throughout this issue, I enjoyed it all the way through. Get it. Female Furies, issue number 1. Do you know who the Female Furies are? Well, if you're not a big DC fan, you probably don't, but they're an elite task force group of Apocalypse led by Granny Goodness. Big Barda is probably the most noticeable character, or notable character, is probably the right word. Sorry, reflection of the screen, but as you can see, Barda there. I love the variant comic. And basically, this is telling kind of the origin of the Female Furies, but it's really more or less a Granny Goodness comic, and it's the Granny Goodness comic I didn't know I wanted. This is her rise to power, and this basically the BS that she had to deal with to get that power. I really enjoyed this issue, and it surprised me on how much I liked it. I liked the transition, the art, from kind of an old school 80s, 90s feel to current art. Granny Goodness has had more character development in this than she's had in the past 20 years. So, solid issue, through and through. Moving on to Green Arrow number 49. We're still dealing with Count Vertigo, who really wants to get at Roy Harper. Too bad he's dead. And basically, Ollie and Black Canary have to figure out a way to stop him. That's the gist. Fun issue. Got some interesting scenes, especially where he uses a fucking building to shoot as an arrow. You'll see it. It'll make sense. The ending is nice, too. I think this is a fairly well done issue, but at the same time, it doesn't blow me away. So, if you're a fan of Green Arrow, you're going to enjoy this. Other than that, it is what it is. Young Justice, issue number 2. Shame I didn't get to review issue number 1. Issue number 1 was really, really fun and was flawed, but really did a good job of raking me in. Issue number 2, I dare say, does a little bit better. This focuses on Cassandra Sandmark, who is Wonder Girl, who has been missing since the New 52. She really... Yeah, she hasn't shown up in Rebirth at all. What she has been doing? Well, basically, she's been trying to live a normal life. This gives you a little bit of what kind of Cassandra Sandmark we have here. She is a strong mix of the New 52 and the pre-New 52 Sandmark. They basically consolidated her origin and her character profile and her basically who she is. And they do a good job at that. We get a little bit more of Jenny Hex and a little bit more Teen Lantern, as well as Amethyst and Robin show up at the end. Tim Drake Robin. It's kind of weird to call him Robin. I never thought I would have to say that. Wow, I'm getting old. But saying that, really, really fun issue. I think the only thing that's missing from it is Connor and Impulse, but I don't think you would have told as good of a story if you had Connor and Impulse in there. It would have just been way too many characters. I think the next issue is going to focus on Connor, which is really important. Green Lantern, issue number 4. Now this is kind of 3-ish stories put into one. The main story is being narrated by a space cowboy, for lack of a better term, basically telling the story of Hal Jordan. Hal, in the previous issue, killed someone. A terrible person, but he still killed someone and used lethal force against someone that's relatively defenseless. So, basically the Guardians want to bring him in on because of that. While that is also the case, he also has to take care of a Sun Eater, which is a really powerful, dangerous entity, for lack of a better term. And while this is going on, we get to learn more of the Queen of the Night, or Queen of Darkness, a space vampire, for lack of a better term. I love Grant Morrison's stuff. I think this you really need to read twice to enjoy and get the most of it. I don't like the fact that that's a bad thing, but once you do get the most out of it, you will enjoy it. I really think he's doing something fun and different with Green